Good afternoon, I think. Good afternoon. Kim McIntyre here, Moai, talking support today. And so to start our day, we're going to read a passage. Actually, I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to get here. First, there we are. Give people a couple minutes to get here. Hopefully we get some activity today, some specifics. I do have one question from earlier from a person. So we'll make sure we address that question. Facebook changed. So now I have to learn everything all over again. But at least I'm not flipping out about it, right? All right, there we go. Here's our question. Wonderful. All right, and there I am there. So I know we're working. Cool. Figuring stuff out as I go, right? Someday I'll be a computer genius. So we're going to read a piece from Dan Millman, Everyday Enlightenment. And for any of you who may have been here before, or you new people, I use muscle testing to figure out where we need to go, what we need to do, what is going to be relative to what comes up for everybody, not just me and whoever's on the live today, but anyone else who may watch the live later on. And the great thing about these lives is that they stay on forever. So if you found yourself being stuck, you can go back to the date and rewatch the video, and it'll help you release more attachments to your past so that you can be grounded, present here now and in this moment. And that's our goal, so that we can be supported by the earth, right? But we'll get more to that in a little bit. So, everyday enlightenment. So what I do when I muscle test is I split the book up into different sections, and then I test, and the right side, the left side, the right side. Let me get down to the nitty gritty here. Left side. Here it comes. All right. The 8th gateway to everyday enlightenment. And I'm going to tap along with this. Tapping is a great way to connect with the subconscious brain. That's your instantaneous response brain. That's your fight or flight brain. And if your fight or flight brain is off or over inundated with too much information, for instance, the 8th gateway is face your fears. If you've got a lot of fear trapped in your unconscious brain, not just from this present moment, but from your past, your core, okay? That picture that we saw earlier, your core is going to have a heck of a time supporting you. For some of us. For others, we can get past that fear no problem, but for others, it shuts down our core. We lose our support. We start supporting from superficial muscles. They don't like to support us. Our organs stop working correctly. Just a waterfall of problems begins. And for a lot of this, there's a lot of fear, a lot of worries, a lot of angers, a lot of anxieties, hates, rages, and it doesn't help us in our healing process. So, face your fears, the 8th gateway. Fear is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Like pain, it can alert and advise you, but may also cloud or limit your life. Fear appears in many disguises, such as, I'm not really interested in doing that, or why bother, or I can't. You face fear every day. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, even the fear of being yourself. Your fears are not walls, but hurdles. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the conquering of it. So we're going to read that one more time. Looks like another person joined us. This is from Dan Millman, Everyday Enlightenment. This is the 8th gateway, facing your fears. Fear is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Like pain, it can alert and advise you, but can also clear or limit your life. Fear appears in many disguises, such as, I'm not really interested in doing that, or why bother, or I can't. You face fear every day, fear of failure, of rejection, even the fear of being yourself. Your fears are not walls, but hurdles. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the conquering of it. Wonderful. And that really nails me on the head, from my past anyway. I'm much better at not being afraid of so much. For instance, tapping. I was introduced to tapping 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years ago, something like that, in Reno. Had dealt with emotional imbalance and everything my entire life, and found a wonderful woman named June Milligan in Reno. She taught me tapping, and I didn't believe it worked, but man, I paid her, so I'm going to go put it to practice. And I climbed up on a rock the next day, and I'd been afraid of heights since a 40-foot ladder dropped out from underneath me when I was working for the school district. And 5 minutes later, and it's been 12 years now or so, I am still no longer afraid of heights. Actually been able to work on my roof, which is a 2-story building, without any fear. And if any fear does come up, I tap, because again, if I'm over inundated with fear, my core can't support me. I support superficially. I tighten up, and when we tighten up, we lose our balance. And if we lose our balance on the top of a roof or on a ladder or climbing on rocks, bad things happen. And we don't want bad things to happen. We want to be strong, powerful, in the moment. So let's see here. I'm going to find a picture of that definition of core. There we are. So I'm going to share that with you. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a high five. Give me something to let me know you're there. Even a comment. That would be terrific. Oh, it won't let me share the screen anymore. All right, I got more things to figure out, huh? All right. So let's see. Can you comment? I can. Put it that way. All right. So support. Unfortunately, I can't share my screen anymore for some crazy little reason. So we are going to bring up the question from earlier. Oh, I see Christine is here on my other one. Hey, there it is. Yes, it's working. Good. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. All right. And Christine is actually the one that asked the question earlier. So her question was, or your question was, how can I heal the vertigo I have? Is the vertigo related to the Epstein-Barr virus that I have? All right, Christine. So I'm gonna first thing we're gonna ask is, are you open to the possibility of something different or a change? And go and comment below and really feel that. You might feel some tension in your chest right now as you really start to question that. Listen to that question, and I'll give you a minute. see. Once you begin, you're stuck where you're at. Okay, well, that's good to know. All right. So yes, you are. Okay. Is it possible that Epstein-Barr virus is not the main source of what you're dealing with? Because that's what's coming up in my testing. In my testing, I can't be 100% sure because we're not face to face right now. I can't see you, but in my testing, Epstein-Barr virus does not come through. Some head trauma does, and if that resonates with you, that would be a great place to begin. And according to Anthony and Williams, since you're a medical medium guy, berries would be a terrific source of reducing the inflammation in your brain. As far as the vertigo, let's see, I gotta grab my doing a little testing here to see what, yeah. All right. Lots of head trauma. Okay. Join the club. High five. I believe that I've healed my head trauma. If you've ever seen the movie Concussion, I highly recommend it. I was headed down the path of those football players. And I also remember before my first head trauma, which is in my first year of football as a junior, right? I started football really late and I was a skinny kid. I actually had a neck injury. A friend of mine was wrestling. We were wrestling together and he put me in a headlock and pulled me back, and feeling what I feel now, that might have been the beginning of my inability to support my head with all the snowboarding trauma and mountain biking trauma that I put myself in. So if you can give me the go ahead, Christine, what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and balance, there we are. Balance your cranial bones as much as I can, possibly right now. When your cranial bones want to be able to move, and they all have this very specific movement pattern. And when that pattern is altered, the nerve function, the blood function, the cerebral spinal fluid flowing up in your body, everything changes. And until you can get that freedom of motion back, anything else that you do is going to be mute, because you're not addressing the source of the problem. And this isn't saying stop the Epstein-Barr protocol, because if you got inflammation in your head, you may have inflammation everywhere. I have personal experience with Epstein-Barr. My wife was finally diagnosed with it 2 years ago, and it took a lot of work for her to figure out how to eat correctly and all that kind of stuff, and release the emotions and the trauma from being in pain all the time. I had no idea how much pain she was in because she hid it so well. And releasing the emotions from the past and the disappointment and the anger of being misdiagnosed and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Epstein-Barr is not fun, but we'll see how you feel different. And you might already feel the tingling run in your body, because as soon as you got that yes, we made a huge connection and things are already working. So give me a minute here. I'm not going to tell you how I'm working, because I just work so fast through the bones. I'll tell you when I'm finished. What I want you to do is focus on your breath through your nose. Inhale in through the nose and out through the nose. If you can, 3 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Okay? And here I go. And you might see me jerk around. You're basically dropping off atomic bombs. That's the energy coming through. There we go. So I'm looking at my screen. So that would be your right side. So a lot of stuck in the right side. Good job, Christine. When we work with the cranials, I also work with the collarbones, the shoulder blades, and the pelvic bones. So, yeah, I'll be quiet. There we go. Now we're going deeper. Good job. Beautiful. I hope you're doing okay. This may be a big shift for you, so focus on that breath. Let your brain know that it's perfectly safe what's happening. Let your nervous system know. Good job. Okay, Christine, go ahead and check in. Let us know how you feel different. Feel something. Okay. So the breathing pattern that I gave you is very important, because the breathing pattern through the nose, when we're in fight or flight, which we will be in 24 hours a day with head injuries and not even know it, and then a light turns on and all of a sudden you're ticked off at the world, or a loud sound, improper foods. I mean, a movement of an eye in a fingers are tingling, like they're waking up, like you're coming back into your body. Good. So if you've got a pen and paper, okay, I'm going to have you write down some emotions, because emotions are a huge part of concussions. Okay, the why did I do that? The oh my God, why did that person do that to me? Oh my gosh, what's happening? I don't understand what's going on. So we're going to write down these emotions, and if you don't have a pen and paper right now, that's okay. This will be up, so don't worry about it. Okay, so we're going to write down scared, depressed, weak, and then for positive emotions, when you're done tapping with the negative, we want to fill it up with positivity. We're going to tap on the emotion of being amused, hopeful, and stimulated. And when I say tap, that's what we were doing at the beginning of the session today. Tapping on meridian points, and there's also tapping on the hands, which I didn't do because I was holding my book. The protocol is on my website. I have a video on my website. It's also on YouTube, so make sure you follow YouTube, because these videos are going to be on YouTube also, which might make it easier for you to find them. Yeah, I'll post that video after here. So tapping's going to be huge for you. Releasing emotion. The emotion wheel that I use, that I muscle test from, if you're not a English scholar like I'm not, I don't remember all the words, so that's a great tool. If you know, if you believe you know the words and you're tapping on them and you feel a shift, great, go with it. If you don't feel a shift when you're tapping on a certain word, change the word. That means that it's not resonating with you at that moment. But also remember, we are like we're like an ogre, we're like an onion, lots and lots of layers. So what emotion wasn't there today might be there tomorrow. If the same emotion is there day after day after day, but you're feeling improvement, make sure you're not beating yourself up because that emotion's back. Okay, lots of layers. All right, how you feeling? Any questions? Anybody else have a question out there, out in the world, wherever anybody's from? Support. Ooh, excuse me. Let's see. Stream health, video clipping, questions, feature link. I'm going to try feature link here. Nope, can't do it. That's okay. I'll get better on this as we go. Oh yes, tap on the negative words and tap on the positive words. Extremely important. Because if your unconscious self doesn't understand happiness, how could you ever be happy? Because this is the guy that has our response pattern. If we don't know what love is, if we're never taught love, how can we ever love, especially ourselves? I mean, if we can't love ourselves, then how can we love anybody or anything? That was a huge one for me. Good amount, Anne. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for sharing the updates on the lives. Sorry, the past 2 days I've had to change the times because things came up. I'm the stay-at-home dad now, so if my wife needs help, then my stuff gets put aside, and so we might find that we get irritated by the change. Guess what we can do? We can tap about the irritation. Making sure that you're tapping while you're drinking that celery juice, and that would be huge. You will get more out of it. We're going to do some work in relation to the planet. Since there's 3 or 4 of us here, I can't see who's here, so I only know that Christine and Ann is here. If anybody else wants to introduce themselves, please feel free. So let's see. In relation to the planet, we're going to work on chakras of the planet. And as we balance our chakras, our energy will shift. And just like my picture here, the energy will progress out. Oh, I didn't know I could join the Muscle Medium group and advertise my lives there. Good to know. Hey, Carrie. How did the other day help you out, Carrie? I hope that helped you. We're going to get back to the chakras. So in relation to the world, we're going to work on the 4th chakra. And in the way I do it is again, muscle test. Okay. So what color does the heart chakra need? And so we're going to bring in yellow from our 3rd chakra, our confidence chakra, into our heart. So confidence in love. Okay? So visualizing that color yellow, filling up your heart chakra with confidence and the ability to love ourselves with others. Oh, okay. Thank you, Anne. If you did that for me. But yeah, I'll do that. And now we're going to bring in orange from the second chakra. So that's pleasure in movement into the heart. So taking pleasure in loving. Moving with love. That would be huge, right? Where a lot of times we're, oh, I don't want to work out today. Well, what if we could love the fact that we worked out, or went for a walk, or took a breath, right? If we could love that, then we could get even more out of it. Good. Keep doing the work. Don't ever stop unless you feel that it's not for you anymore. Maybe you've moved on. Maybe you've healed past that moment. Okay? It's huge. But don't forget the work after you've stopped for a while. You might need to come back to it because, as we've stated earlier, lots of layers. Good. I hope you're doing good, Christine. All right. So, we're still bringing orange into the heart. Orange. Lots of orange. Think of something orange. Like an orange crayon. The clouds. Orange clouds. There we go. That's better. We're going to bring in the color blue from your throat chakra, so communication in love. And again, this isn't just about you, but this is about the world, the progression through the world. We are changing the world as we see it, or not as we see it, as we sit here, by balancing our own chakras. Blue into the heart. Lots of blue. There we go. Again, orange into the heart. Pleasure in movement into the heart. The orange, the second chakra is in the belly area, belly button, below the belly button. If you didn't see that, Christine says, thank you, Anne, for sending me here. Thank you, Anne, for sending her here too. I love doing the work. Someday I'll figure out how to make money at it again. But yeah, for now, we're going to be working free every day because I had to take a break for a while. I wasn't strong enough to deal with everything that was going on and do this. So I had a lot of work to do around that. And the other day I got yep, it's time to go back to work. So here I am. We have to be strong. I also have to remember I have to work on myself twice a day, which includes release of emotions, balancing of my chakras, meridians, cranial bones, organs, eating properly, movement, very specific movement to help me balance. For instance, the other day I was doing tree pose, and I was only allowed to do tree pose with my left leg out to the side. Right leg, no. Left leg only. So it's really interesting if you can learn muscle testing and get out of your head, allow your gut to tell you exactly what's going on, your ego, get rid of your ego, then you can do some pretty amazing things for yourself. And sorry, Anne, I can't teach a class yet. Okay, bringing violet, our connection to our higher self, the universe, God, whatever belief you want to put in there, bringing the color violet into our heart so we can receive the information easier. Good. Very nice. All right, good job, guys. And remember, if this resonates with you, come back. Try it again. The video will be here. It'll be on YouTube. I don't think I'm going to put yesterday's on YouTube because yesterday I was wasn't all there. I had a lot of work to do yesterday after that one. It's a tough day. But hey, we have tough days and we move on. All right. In relation to the planet, just Christine, Carrie, Ann. Let's see. Anybody else have any other questions as we bring up more information for working on the planet? We're going to work with meridians. Consciousness of meridians, meaning the emotion behind the meridians. And all this stuff is on my website. It takes you to the pages that I found them from. The reason I use it is because it resonates with me and it works for me. There may be different information, and that's okay. If different information resonates with you, use it. This stuff is not carved in stone. Okay, it can be changed in any way, shape, or form. The chakra work that I used, I got it from Anna Dea Judith, and I made it work for how my brain works, how my energy system works. Okay, in relation to the stomach meridian, okay, in relation to the planet, we're going to work with nourishment, stability, and strength. And that's definitely going to resonate with all of us, right? Stability comes from having a functioning core. Core comes from the unconscious brain through the center of the body all the way down to the toes. That picture that I posted earlier, that's from Tom Myers, okay? That's your support structure, your internal support structure. And if your internal support structure works for you, your organs work better, your movement is better, your balance is better. So if you want to put it to the test, try balancing on a foot, and then tap about everything that went through your head in relation to balancing on the foot, and then balance again. And if it's better, there's your proof that tapping worked. Okay? It might not be 100% better, but it will be better. I can almost 99% guarantee it. I'm not going to say 100 because that doesn't work. It's like on bleach, they put 99.9%, right? Well, if there's only one left over, then... All right, anyway. Strength. When we have a functional core, a core that's working for us, our strength goes through the roof because the big muscles that are moving things don't have to try to support us and do the movement. They're just movement. So, for instance, when I work with my daughter, I'll have her do a push-up, and she's 9 years old, and she doesn't do it correctly, and so we balance everything, and all of a sudden she's doing 5 push-ups with a smile on her face. So, for those of us who have a tendency to absorb things from around us, working out on ourselves every day, very important. All right. So meridians in relation to the world, we're working with the Yin Kao Mai. And this is an extraordinary meridian, okay? It's pieces and parts of other meridians. These were actually formed before the organ meridians. The Yin Kao Mai, it's a heel vessel, rules how we stand up to ourselves. It is about taking on roles with clear vision, understanding the vast potential of life. When the Yin Kao Mai is open, we can express to the world who we really are. Our eyes both take in the world and express out to the world who we are. We realize that the greatest gift we can offer is our true self. Very good. That would be nice, right? Expressing out to the world who you truly are, which, again, resonates with what we read earlier in the 8th gateway, face your fears. You face your fear every day. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, even the fear of being yourself. And so our eyes change if we're afraid of being ourselves. All right. In relation to the planet, Christine, Carrie, anyone else? Me? No. Read. I'm going to grab another book and we're going to read one more passage for the end of our session today. Check in. Does everybody feel grounded? Grounded meaning present, here, now, and in the moment. Let me know. feel good. All right. Anybody else feel good? I hope so. I feel really good. So thanks for letting me do this. I've got a lot of energy, and when you guys allow me to do this, it helps me out. So I appreciate it too. All right, so the book that came up is Tapping Solution for Teenage Girls. Funny, right? How to stop freaking out and keep being awesome. Now, we've all been a teenage girl at one time or another. Even me, being an emotional person. Doesn't mean we have to be an emotional being a teenage girl. All right? I don't want to teach my daughter that. Doesn't mean we won't have emotional days, but we can balance our way through them. So as we read this passage today and tap along with it, we can release our attachments to anything that happened to us in the past. Yeah, not on fight or flight anymore. Nice job. I feel present. I've been rubbing the palms of my hands together. Better way, this little spot right here, rub it very gently. Okay, you can rub it with your whole hand. I do it with my thumb. And that helps talk to your unconscious self. It's kind of like the tapping. But right now we're going to start tapping after I read the first paragraph. So rub on that spot and then we'll start tapping. They tell me I have behavior problems. Sometimes girls get labeled by something their teacher's written in a report card. I know I had some things. Overly sensitive. Yeah, when I'm feeling everybody else's stuff and my own, I'm going to freaking be sensitive, right? But it's great that I've balanced so much of my own stuff because now I can actually go into a group setting and not feel destroyed or want to run away. It's huge. Again, long process getting here. It's been 18 or 19 years, okay? All right, sometimes girls get labeled by something their teacher has written in the report card. I know many girls whose report card said that they were easily distracted, for example, and their parents kept mentioning it even years later. Here's some tapping for you if you feel like you've been labeled as having a certain type of behavior, men and women both. I'm going to take off my glasses here so I don't have to tap around them. All right, so they start with a karate chop for their setup. And if you want to repeat after me, even though I'm hyperactive, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm hyperactive, I love and accept myself. And this may or may not resonate with you, that's okay. We're just going to go through it anyway. Even though I'm hyperactive, I love and accept myself. Even though I get distracted, I love and accept myself. Even though I don't listen, I love and accept myself. Even though I keep talking, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm disorganized, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm forgetful, I love and accept myself. Even though I daydream, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm messy, I love and accept myself. Even though I can't focus, I love and accept myself. Interesting that they... All right. So we're going to borrow from another one. I'm feeling upset. I'm feeling judged. I know they care, but I feel uncomfortable. I feel worried about my abilities. I'd rather feel confident. I know that I'm doing my best. I'd rather feel calm and confident. This is on the thumb here. My parents are upset. Now they're worried about me. What if I'm disabled? What if I'm not? I might have some challenges. I'd rather be calmer now. I'm doing my best. I'll keep doing my best. I'd rather be calm now. I'm doing my best. I'll keep doing my best. And I'll be better every day. And better is better. Better, better, better. It's all better. If you find you take a step backwards, it's okay. Because we can tap and bring ourselves back and continue moving forward. Good job. So the tapping solution, they've got a lot of books. Okay, I didn't think that I needed them back in the day because tapping just was easy for me. It just made sense and it worked, so that made it even easier. But when I got the books, they put words out there that I wouldn't normally use, so it helped me get even deeper. This is going to be a great book for as Willow continues growing and being around more people, because she's as sensitive, if not more sensitive than I am. It's great for everybody. They also released a new app, tapping solution. It's a great app. It's pretty inexpensive. If you're new to tapping, it teaches you how to do it. They do not teach the tapping on the fingers. That's okay. All right. There's lots of different ideas about tapping. When you set the intention, that's the key. Okay. Even if you're only rubbing on the hand, like we showed Christine earlier, it's a start. Okay. If you're uncomfortable in a situation where there's lots of people around, rub on the hand, because you don't want to be the crazy person tapping while you're in that situation. But you can rub on the hand and nobody knows what the heck's going on. But when you get home, you can go through the whole series and talk about the situation that you're in and why you felt the negativity or the disconnection from that. Wonderful. So again, thanks for letting me play today. Thanks for helping me work on the planet. That was cool. And we will see you probably tomorrow. So have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.